Now page 4, the relentless attack on America's Judeo-Christian values. Both creeds, Christianity and Judaism, are based on valuing the sanctity of life and the salvation of the soul. And in this country, the vast majority of Americans identify as Christian. Some 60 million Americans say they're Catholic. So why is it? Why is it then that the fundamental foundation of Christianity is being rejected? Why is it that sacred, time-honored values are being ignored in 2016 in North Carolina? They are standing up for basic human values, yet the Tar Heel State is being persecuted, vilified, boycotted. Why is it at the University of Wisconsin-Madison it is acceptable somehow to be openly bigoted and racist against other Americans based solely on the color of their skin? Black students are wearing and selling sweatshirts that say on them, quote, "All white people are racist." Why is it that we are allowing 5 lawyers dressed in black robes to redefine something that has existed unquestioned, static form for some 6,000 years? Marriage. One man, one woman. No matter what anyone says, anything other than traditional marriage is an affront to the basic values that founded this country. Yet we have nice guy socialists like Hillary's running mate, Tim Kaine, who support these relentless assaults on our culture. Even during his obnoxious debate performance, he seemed like a harmless little kitten, when in fact, he's a radical and just as dangerous as Barack Obama or George Soros or Hillary Clinton.
And our own even religious feelings about tough issues like reproduction and abortion and how to do the right thing.
Stop it. It's easy to do the right thing, Mr. Kaine, and that is err on the side of life. But you people want to make it a, quote, choice. No different than choosing what shoes you're going to wear this morning or what kind of phone to buy, an iPhone or a Samsung. That's all you want to do. You want to boil it down to just a simple choice. It's not life or death. It's just a choice. Roll tape.
That I made is, okay, well, you guys have points of view.
Stop tape. No. We have facts. Facts at our disposal. In 1973, when Roe versus Wade was decided, when a fetus was at 20 weeks, a baby was at 20 weeks. It couldn't live outside the womb. We didn't have the technology. We have the technology now where these little babies are living outside the womb at 20 weeks. Go to any neonatal unit in this country and you'll see these little babies living outside the womb at 20 weeks. In 73, you couldn't do that. So how do you reconcile that? How do you reconcile the fact that we are aborting babies right now, legally in this country, who can live outside the womb? Roll tape.
A mandate on everybody. Donald Trump famously has said that, there's got to be a punishment for a woman having an abortion.
And there needs to be a punishment for people performing abortions, whether they're a woman or a man. Doctors should not be performing abortions. Doesn't matter their gender. Doesn't matter whether they're a woman or a man. They shouldn't be performing abortions. They have this thing, they used to anyway, called the Hippocratic Oath. And somewhere buried in the Hippocratic Oath, overall, there's an overarching theme that you want to protect life. You want to save life. How do you reconcile those two? Roll tape.
It says we got to repeal Roe versus Wade.
Stop the tape. Of course we have to repeal Roe versus Wade. It's murdering 700,000 more or less souls every year. Think about that. Since 73, that's around 30 million Americans murdered. Tim, can I call you Tim? Among those people, maybe somebody who could have come up with a cure for baldness for you. Who knows? Roll tape.
Now, some of you are too young. Some of you are too young to remember Roe versus Wade, 1973. So we've got some young folks here. What was it like before Roe versus Wade? I'll tell you. Before Roe versus Wade, states would pass criminal laws making it a crime for which you could be prosecuted and jailed if you made the choice to terminate a pregnancy.
Stop. Say, well, if you murder someone, I think possibly you should be put in jail. Certainly have a trial. But if you're killing someone, last I checked, that's illegal in this country. Roll tape.
Again, you can have all the moral discussion you want, but use the criminal law as a bludgeon to prosecute and even jail people for making their own decisions. Well, that's what Donald Trump and Mike Pence want to go back to. They want to go back to that. And the point I made was, look, we can have all the moral discussions we want to, and that's good. It's good to have discussions about hard issues. Of course it is, but you know what? At the end of the day, we've just got to trust women, trust people.
I can't, this is nauseating. This guy calls himself a Roman Catholic, and I'm sorry to challenge somebody's faith, but you cannot be a Roman Catholic and support Roe versus Wade. It is mutually exclusive. He is a first-rate hypocrite to go along with his radical self. So if Hillary is elected president, this guy Kane will be her Joe Biden. Kane will execute Hillary's pro-Planned Parenthood, anti-life, anti-Judeo-Christian game plan. Thus, the attack on the basic tenets of American culture will only be escalated. And if that happens, it is time for the silent majority to once again be silent no more. Coming up next, the Yahoo Obama government conspiracy to attack our Fourth Amendment rights as the Daily Ledger continues.